Um, I used to be a person who had literally nothing to live for. I had no roots at home. I had no family life. I was searching for validation from strangers who would pay money to come and clap at me. No matter what, that's not going to end well. Um, but what came with that was a sense of confidence because I didn't give a fuck what happened to me. Um, as far as drinking and drugs and risky behavior and devoting your entire life to your band, that was something I could do back then because I was invincible. Um, Not that nothing bad ever happened to me, but I was kind of welcoming the day when I would just, get hit by a bus. I just didn't give a shit about anything. And that sort of power that came with not giving a shit about anything, um, it was constructive nihilism, I guess. But there was a certain power in just having the guts and nothing to lose, right? Um, Years later, like I feel like I've lived a completely different life. I found validation from a family that I started. I found a great woman. We have two kids. I'm working a job that, is pretty decent. Um, I'm doing, I'm working on volunteer things in my community. So I feel a lot of purpose with or without music, uh, with or without making music. I feel a lot of purpose in my life. Um, and I feel super vulnerable. Like it, there's a power in that as well. There was a power in being indestructible, and then there's a power in admitting that like the last thing I want to do now is die. The last thing I want to do now is disappoint my kids or not be there for them. Um, so the song's about that, about just dealing with the pressure of living two different lifetimes, but still being the same person inside. You
Hmm.
know, I still have super dark thoughts. I still have, things I want to do that maybe I shouldn't. But there's a power in they always say like being a part of something bigger than yourself, right?
Of
This,
course.
my family and my band, these are things that are bigger than me, and I'm a part of those things. Um, so yeah, vulnerability is the main kind of theme of SOAR, but speaking of vulnerability from a place of having been a person who was once, you know, untouchable. And then we do kind of get into the algorithmic worries and the kind of end of the world anxieties that come with technology. So it's raw, but it's also kind of high tech.